Hello students, today we will learn how to log on to Scratch. Children, how do you express your feelings to your family and friends? Obviously, it is through language only. Language is the medium to talk or write. You may speak different languages like Hindi, English or any other regional language. But to talk to any person, you need to use a common language that both of you speak and understand. In the same manner, if you want to give instructions to a computer, you need to learn the language that a computer understands. A computer does not understand the language that you speak. It has its own language. Students know the fact that Scratch is developed by the Lifelong Kindergarten Group at the MIT, Massachusetts Institute of Technology, Media Lab, led by Mikhail Resnick in 2003 with financial support from the National Science Foundation, Intel Foundation and the MIT Media Lab. The first official website was originally launched in 2006. Now let us talk about Scratch, a simple language. Scratch is a computer programming language that lets you create your own interactive stories, animations, games, music and art. Scratch is a free download software. Features of Scratch are: it is very easy to learn and use. It allows you to learn the basics of programming in a manner that is full of fun. It provides a graphical environment where you connect blocks to code to build programs. Teachers can use Scratch to create effective education tools such as math quiz, science experiments, educational videos, animated stories, interactive art and music. Know the fact that Scratch 2.0 is the second current major version of Scratch, followed by Scratch 1.4. It features a redesign editor and allows you to edit projects directly from your web browser as well as in an offline editor. It was officially released on May 9, 2013. Now let us find out how to start Scratch. To start Scratch, follow the steps given below. Click on the Start button. Choose the All Programs. Click on the Scratch 2. Scratch window opens. Students, note the fact that Scratch can easily run on different operating systems including Windows, Mac OS and Linux. Main components of Scratch: title bar, menu bar, cursor, tools, block help, green flag, stop button, tabs, blocks menu, script area, blocks palette, sprite list, backdrop icons, new sprite buttons, sprite stage, view, full screen. Let us learn about various components of the Scratch window. Sprite. Sprites are objects that perform actions in a Scratch project. Scratch provides a number of inbuilt sprites. By default, the cat sprite is selected in Scratch, which is present in the middle of the stage. The instructions can be given to a sprite like move, jump, rotate and change size by using graphics blocks from the blocks palette. Multiple blocks can be joined together to form a block stack which represent a set of instructions in a Scratch project. Students note that you can remove a sprite by right-clicking on a sprite on the stage and selecting the Delete option from the list. New Sprite Buttons. The new Sprite Buttons are placed at the bottom right corner of the stage. These buttons provide different ways to create a new sprite, import and use the available sprites. Let us discuss each one of these. Choose Sprite from Library. Scratch contains many exciting inbuilt sprite options. Clicking on this button will open a Sprite Library dialog box which gives you multiple options of sprites. Number 2. Paint New Sprite. Clicking on this button will open the Costumes window where you can create or draw a new sprite. Upload Sprite from File. Clicking this button will open the Select Files to Upload by app:/scratch.swf dialog box that offers a facility to choose sprite from the file stored in your computer system. New Sprite from Camera. This option opens the web camera of your system provided your system is enabled with it. It allows you to click an image and use it as a sprite. Stage. It is the main working area to draw pictures or perform actions. Stage is the place where sprites move and interact with each other. It is divided into X-Y coordinates, which shows the position of the mouse. The values of both the coordinates are displayed at the bottom right corner of the stage. Cursor tools. Cursor tools are located at the top of the Scratch window. It provides 4 tools to perform different operations on sprites. Duplicate. This option creates a duplicate copy of the selected sprite. Delete. Clicking this option will delete the selected sprite. 3. Grow. As the name suggests, this option helps us to increase the size of the sprite. To increase the size of the sprite, select the Grow button from the toolbar. The mouse pointer shape changes into a 4-headed arrow in an outward direction. Now move the pointer on the sprite and click on it. The size of the sprite will increase. Shrink. This option functions just the opposite of Grow button. It helps to decrease the size of the sprite. To decrease the size of the sprite, select the Shrink option from the toolbar. The mouse pointer changes into a 4-headed arrow in an inward direction. Move the pointer on the sprite and click on it. The size of the sprite will decrease. Blocks palette. Blocks palette contains the set of blocks which are used to program the sprite and give instructions to it. All the blocks have different functions to perform. The Scratch Blocks menu is organized into 10 color-coded categories: motion, looks, sound, pen, data, events, control sensing, operators, and more blocks. To make a project, drag blocks from the Blocks palette to the script area. When you drag a block to the script area, a white highlight indicates the valid position where you can place your blocks in each other. The instructions on the blocks in the stack create a program or a script. Students know the fact that by selecting the Block Help button will change the mouse pointer into a question mark. Click on any block in the Blocks palette with the question mark. A pop-up window about the selected block appears that shows quick tip for that specific block. You can also open the Tips window by clicking the Tips button situated at the menu bar. View Full Screen. View Full Screen Mode or Presentation Mode button is located at the top left corner of the stage. Click on the button to view the presentation of your project in full screen mode. Script area. A script is a collection or stack of blocks that are interlocked with one another and given to Sprite to perform a specific task in a project. Script area is the place where you place the blocks constituting instructions for sprites from the Blocks menu to create a project. Green flag. Green flag is a tiny icon placed at the top right corner of the screen. Clicking on this icon will run the blocks placed on the script area step by step. The When Clicked block is an events block that is designed to start a script. Scripts that where this block will activate once the green flag has been clicked. Stop button. The Stop button is red in color and located at the top right corner of the Scratch window. It is used to stop the project at any time during execution. Sprite List. It displays the thumbnails of all the sprites used in a project. Tabs. Scratch provides you with 3 different tabs, namely Scripts, Costumes, and Sound. All 3 tabs have different tasks to perform. Now we shall talk about Motion Block menu. Scratch provides Motion Block located in the Blocks palette to give motion to sprites. Motion Block provides instructions to make the sprite move, rotate, change direction, glide, etc. Some blocks have wide editable text fields inside them. To change the value, click inside the white area, delete the existing number and type a new number. Some blocks have drop-down list with different inbuilt options. You can select any of the two options while making a project. Let us discuss some of the motion blocks of Scratch. Students know the fact that file blocks with a rounded top such or can only be placed at the top of the block stack. Moving the sprite. You can move the sprite forward by the specified number of steps by using the Move Steps block from the Motion block category. You can change the number of steps by typing in the block. Let us try. Drag the Move Steps block from the Blocks palette to the Scripts area. By default, the block displays 10 steps in the wide editable field as the value. Type the number of steps in the field and click on the Move Steps block. You will notice that the sprite moves the specified number of steps. To move the sprite backward, you can enter the number of steps preceding with a minus sign. Students note that to remove a block, right-click on a block in the script area and choose Delete option from the menu. Pointing the sprite in any direction. You can point the sprite in any 4 different directions, that is 90° right, -90 left, 0 up and 180 down. Let us try. Select the sprite. Drag the Point in Direction block in the script area. By default, it displays 90 steps in the text field. Change the direction by typing in the number of degrees in which sprite is to be moved and click the Point in Direction block. Observe that the sprite points in the specified direction. You can also use the Turn Degrees block to change the direction of sprite clockwise or anti-clockwise. By default, the angle of turning value is 15. Change it to 180 and observe the change in the sprite direction. Moving the sprite at specific location. Another method to change the position of sprite is by changing the value of XY coordinates. By default, the X and Y coordinates are set to 0. You can set the X or Y value to a specific number in order to change the position of the sprite. At the end of the Motion block palette, there are 3 blocks that show the current X position, Y position and the direction of the sprite. When you tick mark the checkboxes, the positions are highlighted on the stage as shown in the figure. Gliding a sprite. Glide box is in the Motion block palette. It is used to move the sprite to any particular position for the specified amount of time. You can enter the values of XY coordinates and the value of time in seconds in the glide block and observe the sprite gliding on the stage. Applying If on Edge Bounce. This block is applied on the sprite so that while moving on the stage, if the sprite reaches the edge, it does not hide itself. Rather, it starts bouncing. Now let us talk about creating a new project. To create a new Scratch project, click on the File menu. Choose the New option from the drop-down list. A new project opens up in the Scratch window. Drag the following blocks from the Motion block menu and drop them on the script area. Events. The When Clicked block is in Events block. It is designed to start a script. It is generally placed at the top of the block stack. The script gets executed when the green flag is clicked. Control. Place the Forever block under the When Clicked block. The Forever block runs the script continuously until stopped by pressing the Stop button. Motion. Place the Move 10 steps and turn 15 degrees to the script area. Change the number of steps in Move to 30 and turn degrees to 25. These blocks are pasted one after the other to create the script. When you click the green flag or blocks in the script area, Scratch runs the project. It carries out the instructions in the blocks one by one from the top of the bottom of the script. The script is displayed as shown in the figure. The sprite will start moving around the stage as shown in the given figure. Press the stop button when you want the sprite to stop moving around the stage. Okay students, now let us talk about saving a Scratch project. After making all the required changes in your project, always save it before closing the Scratch window. To save the project, follow the given steps. Click on the File menu and select the Save option from the drop-down list. The Save Project dialog box appears. Choose the desired location where you want to save your Scratch project. Assign the name to your project in the File Name box. Click on the Save button. Now your Scratch project is saved and you can open it whenever required. Students, note that Scratch 2.0 projects are saved with the extension .sb2. Now let us find out how to open a Scratch project. To open a Scratch project, follow the given steps. Click on the File menu and choose the Open option from the drop-down list. The Open Project dialog box appears. Select the required project. Click on the Open button. The selected project opens in Scratch window. Let us quickly glance through the key points discussed in this chapter. Scratch is a computer programming language that lets you create your own interactive stories, animations, games, music and art. Scratch is a free download software. Scratch is developed by the Lifelong Kindergarten Group at the MIT Massachusetts Institute of Technology Media Lab, led by Michael Resnick in 2003. Sprites are the objects that perform actions in a Scratch project. Blocks palette contains the set of blocks which are used to program the sprite and give instructions to it. Script area is the place where you place the blocks from the blocks palette to create a project. Scratch motion block provides instructions to make the sprite move, rotate, change, direction, glide, etc. Glide block is in the motion block palette. It is used to move the sprite to any particular position for the specified amount of time.